So, I'm finally here, performing for you a little video about Diablo 2. Put your hands together if you want to clap as I take you through this dog shit crap. I have trouble with intros and outros and bodies and English in general, so I feel no shame in opening my Diablo 2 best axe hunt with a DK rap parody. But regardless, I always have more Diablo 2 content to produce, so look at this horse, it's pretty dead. Axe. They're the way we structure story. Insightful, right? But don't worry, we can take this relatively mundane, dumb-dane concept and have a little fun discussion. Diablo 2 has 5 distinct acts full of things you like skipping, between hole in ground, hole in walls, portal to the fucking abyss that is not story relevant. Seriously, what is this place? There's many different atmospheres to wander through. This is a contentious topic since everyone feels completely differently about this. If I say something sucks big nuts, it's guaranteed to offend someone viciously. But this is good for 2 reasons. Firstly, I don't care. Secondly, it'll prompt you to leave a comment telling me your opinions and that kind of interaction I do care about. If I say something is, I don't know, some kind of body part tier, usually balls or ass, then please know it's not a personal knock on your opinions. The game is good, was well made, was good, and is well made. It's not like I actually hate any of the acts that much. Here is how I'm ranking these. Question A, do I like the act? From the theme, the style, the presentation, the enemies, the end boss, the townsfolk, the amount of little skeleton shits in the act, you know, all the basics. Question B, is the act objectively good? Basically, are the quests entertaining, important to the plot at large, fun? And speaking of fun, are the areas of combat engaging or interesting or enjoyable or amusing or agreeable or preferable? No, I am not padding for runtime so I can run ads. What makes you ask that question? Question C. There is no question C. Fight me. You may be aware of this, but this video is one of my more thrown together ones because the holiday season is kicking my ass right now and I'm not able to devote all my time and attention to currently ongoing finding series or other exciting projects I want to explore. Nonetheless, I am very excited. I'm going to do my best to make this well, that was alright. I enjoyed that. It was good with my breakfast kind of video. Alright, there's some background information. I start bottom to top, worst to best, and what better act to start and shit on than Act 3. Maybe the easiest pick for a lot of people, but I want the record to show that I actually used to love this act when I first played the game. For numerous years when I deliberately went through the game and took forever to just find good pants to equip. Wait a second, as I write this script, it just dawned on me instantly that there isn't a pants equipment slot. I was writing so fast that I didn't even think about the fact that you put on boots and shirt, but you have both cheeks exposed to the elements, in some cases quite literally. I'm suddenly interested in going into a little tangent. If we think about this logically, this is poor planning. If I were to go into the bowels of the burning hells and break into the devil's very house, how am I going to shit in my pants if I'm not wearing any? Then again, I am assuredly not a heroic guy going to slaughter thousands of demons, so perhaps I'm overestimating the amount of pant dumping that's going to happen. Well, that was a fun tangent, more padding done. The point I'm trying to make is that Act 3 used to be fun because the game felt slow all the time, but when you start going through things over and over again, learning optimal routes and quests that you don't feel like doing, you realize that Act 3 is the only one where you just blunder around like a madman looking down annoyingly filled pathways for the next quest objective or just running into areas that are not needed for progression, so you have to backtrack a lot, and in general I've gotten my nightcap and I'm heading to bed instead of playing. Not only all of this, but the only quest that is actually kind of fun is also annoying and time consuming as you look for the right temple out of 6 to get this book that gives you a stat increase. Oh yeah, and who can forget there are Gloams, Stygian dolls, and Hierophants, or whatever these healing bastards are called. Frustrating act in general. Everything always seems immune to you. There's nothing good to farm outside of Mephisto. Ranked 5th, moving on. Okay, so I literally checked my clock a little behind the scenes. I gave this entire ranking 5 minutes of serious contemplation. I mean, I'm a busy man. After all, I have videos to script, things to rhyme, and I can't spend all day thinking about how much I like Act 4 of Diablo 2. Which is a lot, by the way. I really love this act, but it dawned on me that it's really upsettingly linear and small. Here is the lowdown. You spawn in, you meet with the 2 new NPCs who are snooty and have nothing to say. Probably why they both die in the next game. They didn't know how to warn each other about their impending demise. So you go down a staircase to this awesome hellish arena and you look for a staircase. You find the staircase and then you do it again and then you once more find another staircase until you are in hell or hell. Then you wander to the Hellforge, mug some poor fuck, complete a quest that is rarely worth jack, then walk into the final area of the act, have a cool showdown, beat the original game, and yeah, that's literally the entire thing. Top tier aesthetic, top tier enemies, really iconic, really short, can't crack 4th best act in my opinion. Act 2 was my originally most hated one. It has incredibly annoying enemies, it has really annoying dungeons, and it culminates in the hardest act boss in the game probably, but it's so memorable. You start off in a town with at least the 2nd best NPCs in the game. There's a dungeon right there in town which is novel, and then you go out into the desert, which is such an imposing and intimidating concept. You visit some really awful dungeons like I said, but the theme, the environments, the straight feeling you get wandering through this act is great. Yeah, the act quests are awful, no one likes the maggot lair or getting the cubed every time you start a new character. The Arcane Sanctuary, while amazing, has the RNG nonsense and you never pick the right path. It's like deserts in an RPG. There's less stable in a horse's stable. Fuck me, that's terrible. And I feel like they nailed the aspects of story here. Also, it gives us the desert mercenary, so, how can this act be all that bad? So, I'll obviously be giving away my top choice by revealing this next one, so I have to think of how to gently and slowly say what my runner-up act is. It's Act 5! Oops, fuck, I stink at this. Yeah, Act 5, the only act that was independently conceived and developed, and it shows. Lord of Destruction's brand new location gave rise to better graphics, lots of new enemies, interesting quests, a good assortment of NPCs, and finally, the most cinematic-esque end boss. In general, this act feels really good. You're part of something bigger. The time progression is exciting, and Pindleskin was added to the game, so we can now sit here for the rest of time as we try to find every single item in the game. Although, I do have some gripes. Why is this zone not a good magic find location? Why do things hit so hard? And finally, why does Bale laugh all the fucking time? Is he watching the newest Seer video? In addition, the act brings back Gloams and Stygian dolls, has Lister, the almighty fister, and has one more insult to Bale for the only enemy in the game that can drop every single item. He's never rewarded me in any way. Bale can suck balls for all I'm concerned. Very cool villain though. Okay, so it's obvious what act wins. It's the almighty Chad, the music hits, the ominous theme of the area gets you, the townsfolk are iconic, and overall it's 7 fields and a cathedral, but it is badass. Act 1 is the best act in the game in my opinion. I know some people agree, some may disagree, but in the end I feel that nothing epitomizes Diablo 2 like the rogue encampment, the Bloodmoor, and Andariel herself. It's dark, it's gothic, it's intense, and yet somehow calm and peaceful. It has the pits, but it's not the pits. It has the secret cow level, but it's not bullshit. I will always love the memories of going through the Den of Evil for the first time, to finally overcoming the underground passage where the Tainted show up for the first time and blast my ass. Honestly, there's no way I couldn't love this act. So there's a little tier list, a little ranking, Blizzard coming in clutch with the new shit to criticize, that's good, that's coming up. And just as a little channel update with all this new stuff that's exciting, I'll indicate now that I'm never going to be a news channel with my fucking face stuffed on the thumbnails with titles like, "These changes to Diablo 2 are so good they will blow your balls, they're so good." All of these updates are interesting, of course, and if anything, I'll post my opinions somewhere instead of making videos about them. Also, I'm not knocking clickbait news videos. It's all good. I just, I want to be able to look myself in the mirror at night. Anytime a Diablo 2 concept buzzes me, I'll be back with some more this, that, and the other in my dumb style. And at this point, for all that I've covered in D2, I think that some of these brain dump kind of videos are fun. Anyway, more me there will be next week. That's my attempt at stretching week to rhyme with me. Me clever, me right.